It's only 2026 and I'm trying to be more intentional about everything in my life essentially, especially my knitting and my crochet, my fibre arts. And so I wanted to do a little 2026 intentions video about what projects I want to do, what skills I want to gain, what materials I want to use, set some goals for myself for 2026 to see if I can achieve them. So yeah, let's start with projects I've planned for 2026. I've written them down. I've kind of already started this first project that I had on my list, and it's the sailor slippers. I've got mine right here. This is the first one I've made. I've still got to make a second one. I'm currently filming this on the 28th of December, so I don't know if I'll have these. I'll probably have these done before the new year. But I knit a pair for my mum and my dad for Christmas, and so I wanted to knit a pair for myself. And so I thought that would be a fun project, even though it's the middle of summer. I want to make myself a pair of sailor slippers because they're so much fun and they work up so quickly, and yeah. So that's, I guess, the first thing, but I've kind of already started that because I got impatient. The second thing is a loopy cardigan or multiple loopy cardigans because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the fit of it. I love a good, like, I feel like I need to wear more cardigans, and it's a free pattern, which I'm also grateful for because, look, I'm trying to save money where I can. And it's also a scrap busting project, and I have so many scraps from my early crochet days where I just like used acrylic. And like I'm okay with having a garment in acrylic because I can steam it, it'll be soft, but I want to get rid of all my scraps because another goal I have, even though I'm jumping ahead, is being more intentional with my yarn stash. But I'll get into that later. But yeah, I want to make a loopy cardigan and also the scrunchy bag pattern that she has in knit or crochet, I don't know yet, to get rid of some scraps, to clean up my yarn collection a bit and be more intentional with that. And I love stripes. I'm obsessed with stripes at the moment, so like it's kind of perfect. Another thing I want to make, probably no one is surprised, is a Sophie hood. Yes, I'm making all these like winter things in summer, but I have time right now. I'm not going back to uni for another 2 months, so I might as well make all my winter garments now and then wear them in winter when I can. And I really want to make the Sophie hood. I don't know if I would wear it, but I want to learn how to do an I-cord edge, and I feel like it would just be fun to, make a Sophie hood. Why not? But yeah, I'm just obsessed with it. Like truly, I'm just obsessed with it, and I want to elevate my winter wardrobe a bit more. And so I thought that would be a fun way to do it is by making the Sophie hood. I don't know what color yet. I'm thinking light blue, baby pink, yellow. I don't know yet. I'm going to try and use a yarn that I already have and just hope it, like, try and meet gauge. Anyways, so yeah, the Sophie hood, definitely something I want to do. And not the Sophie scarf. I think I would only wear the Sophie hood because I love a good hood. Got to keep your ears warm. Anyways, I want to make my own self-drafted pattern, essentially. I want to make a little blue raglan top that's quite fitted, and then it has little buttonholes on the side. But essentially I want this to be fitted to my body. I want to use a raglan structure, fit it around my bust, use decreases, and then like fit it around my waist. Essentially I'm going to be doing this quite mathematically, like knitting a swatch, working out measurements, measuring myself, and just kind of drafting up a kind of pattern for me to follow. I have no intention of doing anything with this after I make the garment, but I just want to challenge myself to see if I can make a form-fitting garment with the knowledge that I have. I don't, like, with knitting garments, my knowledge does not really exceed past raglan construction, so I'm going to use that. And I love how the raglan increases are. I'm going to do little sleeves, that's it, like no ribbing, just simple but fitted with decreases. And yeah, it scares me just slightly, but I think I can do it, and I'm honestly really excited. Like once I finish the sailor slippers, I might start that blue cardigan, but I think I'm going to film that process because there's going to be a lot of trial and error, and I'm quite excited to see where that goes. I have so many inspo photos that are like similar but not exact. I want to finish the 2 whips I have, which seems really discouraging right now. I want to, in 2026, only have one project going on at a time, like not have multiple projects, which is awful because I have 3 projects on the needles right now. I have 2 whips and then my sailor slippers, because I don't want to be hopping from project to project to project, then I'll never finish them. I just like organized my yarn stash, undid all of my old whips from my like first crochet days. I've been crocheting for about 3 years, so like 2-3 years worth of whips. And oh my god, I don't want to do that ever again. That was awful. So yeah, these are the current whips I have. I have this, it's actually quite similar to the Mew top. I wasn't aware of that before I started this. I just knew I wanted a cinched like body with an oversized top. I just need to finish the ribbing on this, and this is 2x2 ribbing. I don't know why, but I am sick of doing the ribbing. I'm absolutely sick of it, and I'm still going to do like a million more rows. So I want to finish this. This is so close to being finished, like literally probably 6 hours of work, but I really do not want to do it. But this is something I want to finish in 2026, and I was making a striped long sleeve. Essentially, it's not a sweater. It's like just kind of a fun long sleeve in brown and pink. I adore this color combo, but I've just lost interest in it, to be honest. And I've just got 2 sleeves left, but it means I'm stuck on Sleeve Island just a little bit. So I want to finish this as well. Again, probably like 8 hours of work a day and a half, 2 days maybe. I knit quite fast, but yeah, not something I particularly want to do. So I want to finish my 2 weeks as well. And that kind of brings me on to my like 3rd goal, which is I want to make with a purpose. I don't just want to make things because they seem fun. I want to make things that will elevate my wardrobe, something I don't have already that will be useful to me instead of just making things. Like I want to do a lot of scrap projects, a lot of projects that will use up the yarn that I have, but that will also be useful to me. I don't want to end up with a million baskets or a million cardigans that I'm not going to wear because I have a million cardigans. I want to fill the gaps that I have like in my wardrobe, in my life, to try and use it all up and still be creative, but use up the yarn that I have. Because I guess this leads into my next point. I want to be more intentional with the materials I use. Right now in my yarn stash, I have a lot of acrylic, essentially all acrylic, because I used it for crochet and it was cheap and easily accessible to me when I was first starting out. And I just kind of kept buying acrylic, especially the Spotlight Millens. I love them. They're good value, but they're mostly acrylic. And so hand in hand, I want to use up the yarn that I have so I can start buying more intentional fibers, and I want to log my yarn stash on Milano. I saw that Amazingish Grace does this, where she gets the yarn, like what brand it is, the color, the weight, and puts it all in Milano so she can see her whole yarn stash. I want to do that. So I've started with some of the yarn. I bought some yarn yesterday, which is acrylic. But essentially, I've already started with that and like the amount of grams I have. But I can't go through my whole entire yarn stash and do that because it's all stuff I've like forgotten essentially. So I want to, when I go through that, start buying more intentional wool for projects in mind as well, not just buying wool to buy wool. Like obviously it's good to have wool here, sure, but buying more intentional wool for projects and using it and keeping track of it, and then not letting my scraps build up, just things like that essentially, because I want to be more intentional with my consumption of like acrylic yarn and stuff, considering it's bad for the environment. And I'm already trying to make clothes, so I buy less clothes, so I'm more intentional like with what I make and it fits me and I'm gonna use it forever. But if I have better fibers, better, like not just acrylic garments, I'm gonna want to wear them more, they'll last longer, they'll feel nicer. I just want to be really conscious about my yarn consumption as well. And so I want to get through. Obviously, I'm not going to like make wasteful things. I'm going to make things that are useful to me with the yarn that I have. But yeah, I just want to be intentional about that because I'm really just trying to, I don't know, be good to the environment, be good to the world, just do what I can. And this is something I can do. And be organized about it. Like if I can see all the yarn I have and a project says, oh, this is a weight, like I've a pattern calls for that, I can be like, oh, what do I have? There we go. And I like that color. It's just, it'll help me be more organized as well in the long run, which I like. So yeah, that's something I really want to do. And I want to knit with more, I want to explore cottons. I want to explore different wools because in Australia, like this is the wool available at Spotlight. I want to go to more independent yarn stores. Actually, that's another thing. But this is the wool we have, and this is scratchy, not nice. This is what I use for my sailor slippers. And this is scratchy and doesn't feel nice. So I want to find, obviously it's going to be more expensive, which isn't fun, but I want to find more natural fibers that are nice to wear. What I have available to me right now is like only acrylic and shitty wool. Okay, let's go into skills. These are skills I want to learn, I want to gain in 2026. These are mostly knitting because I am very skilled in crochet, not to toot my own horn. I'm very skilled in crochet though. I'm not too, well, it's more like I'm not too sure where I could improve. I'm not too sure where I could improve, so I don't know what to say because I don't know where I could improve yet. First of all, I wanted to do this for a while, is learn how to knit cables. I love cabled sweaters. I think they're so fun, and like it's just another skill to gain, and being able to knit cables then like opens a whole nother world, I feel like, of textured stitches and adding interest into just my garments, not just straight stockinette. And eventually, like ever since I started crocheting, I was like, I want to make a folklore cardigan. And now that I can knit, it'll look even better knitted. And I don't know if I would necessarily wear it, which is again the thing of I want to make intentional garments, but like I could give it to my sister, I could give it to my mum, and that's like it's just, or I could wear it, you know, nothing's stopping me. I just think that's a cool project to do, and I've always wanted to make a folklore cardigan, so that is in the plans. Who knows if I'll get to that in 2026, considering I've got a lot going on. But yeah, I want to learn how to knit cables, or learn more knit stitches. Just really want to stop just using stockinette, essentially. Another thing, I want to learn how to knit lace. I recently watched Game of Wool. I know, controversial, but they did a lace knitting challenge, and I'm like, that would be so cool. That would be so fun to do. And I guess I kind of want to learn that sooner than later while I'm still in summer, and can incorporate lace into garments and make them more breathable, make them easily wearable in summer because it's quite hot. But yeah, that's definitely something I want to do. And I think it would be really cool to be able to knit lace. It does overwhelm me because you have to pay attention to detail and there's a lot going on. But I think I could do it. I'm quite good at following charts. I made my album cover blanket and that was all charts. So I think I could do it, but it's just really daunting. It just is daunting. Ooh, I really want to get better at knitting colour work. I've done some brief colour work, but I'm not great. I can do crochet colour work quite skillfully. Like knitting colour work isn't the same, but I think I could be okay at it. I think it would be fun. And then as an extension of that, well, two extensions. One extension is I want to be able to knit socks and knit colour work socks, which is also double pointed needles. Like there's a lot going on there. That's quite complicated, but I reckon I could do it. And I want to be able to knit colourwork socks because my dad loves fun socks, and I want to knit him colourwork socks for his birthday or for Father's Day. And that's it. His birthday's in August, Father's Day is in September, so I've got about 8 months to gain that skill and practice and knit him a pair of socks because I think he would love that, and that's just a goal of mine. And so I think if I did that, I would be, yeah, I just want to be able to knit colourwork socks. I think that would be quite cool, and you can do whatever design you want. And then another extension of that, I want to learn how to double knit, because having like the opposite graphic on each side, I'm like, that would be so cool. I don't know. Double knitting scares me though, because like you really have to keep track of that. So I think once I understand colour work and I'm skilled at colour work, I'll then go into double knitting. Even though I really want to double knit, I'm just like, I need to pace myself and not just throw myself into things. And then like a big goal is understanding the construction of crochet and knitted garments. I want to find a book or like something that I can read that just explains the construction of garments more, because I really don't know much. I don't study fashion. I have never studied, like with crochet it's a bit easier because crochet is easier to freeform, but especially with knitting, I don't understand how to work panels, how to construct shoulders or anything like that. I can only really understand raglan structured garments. So I really want to learn how to construct garments more to then eventually in years time write my own pattern, knitting or crochet. I think knitting pattern would be like the big thing. And I think what would help me do that is to knit more sweater patterns that aren't just a raglan, that are, a more complicated construction. Like the Olga sweater or the Olga cardigan by Petite Knit. I'm obsessed with stripes, and so I don't want to make too many more stripe things, but I'm interested in how they are constructed. I've seen some cool things, and yeah, it's the Olga sweater, so that's something I want to learn as well, learn more about the construction of garments, which like my self-drafted blue top will be a kind of step in that direction. But yeah, I really want to just learn more. I think that's it. I'm looking forward to being more intentional in 2026 and really, being intentional with my making, being intentional with my consumption, and learning as much as I can and becoming more skilled and just, yeah, having fun, documenting more. I want to try and film more YouTube videos. I'm definitely trying to film more TikTok videos as well. I think that's all. Those are all my ideas. I'm very, very excited to create more. I am obsessed with knitting at the moment. It's my current hyperfixation, so this is easier to think about. But yeah, I guess I'll see you in the 2026 recap video to see how much I've completed, I guess. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.